What's going on, people? I'm Trayvon Miles.
And I'm Haley Mylon.
And this, of course, is the Delmarva Sports Insider. Coming up in today's episode, 165 Monster came, saw, and conquered in the Civil War between Queen Anne's and Kent Island. Oof. After the game, Bucks fans saying, what rivalry? There ain't no rivalry going on. We run this.
And we hit some college hoops. The Gulls, Trey, I know you like this. Yes. They're playing pretty well.
Yes, they are. And in Delaware, two evenly matched teams in Laurel and Indian River squaring off in Dagsboro. Which team could pull closer to undefeated Woodbridge in the South? Stick around to find out. Welcome to DSI, folks. A lot to get to, as usual, as always. We'll begin right here in Salisbury. A monster of a matchup. Undefeated Stephen Decatur came to the Waller Dome this afternoon. Decatur undefeated in the conference. Y-High undefeated at home. Something, of course, had to give. And early on, it was a familiar foe doing the Indians in. Parkside transfer, Gary Burdell had his handprints all over the game. Got a steal there, get a lay-in. Then comes a dunk, and then comes another layup. 22 points, a game high for the senior in this one. But Y-High did something nobody all year has done. They stuck around with Decatur in this one. John Taylor knocking down the jumper. A little bit later, Laquan Pettit attacking the bucket, hangs and hits. Y-High cuts the lead to 4 late. But that veteran Decatur, that team they have, there's a bunch of seniors. Keve Aluma is one of them, and he is a very good basketball player. 17 points for that guy. Stephen Decatur escapes the Waller Dome today with a 57-52 win. And first of all, I want to break this down. Y-High did a great job playing very physical on Keve Aluma and the rest of the Decatur team. I think that's the most physical game Decatur's seen all year long. No coincidence that that's the closest one that they've had in the conference. Now, Y-High frustrated Decatur, and they were scrappy, tough. Talked a lot of trash in this one, as you saw in the highlights as well. The crowd was in it, but this says to me a lot more about Decatur than it does about Y-High. To hang tough and never waver against a team in a hostile environment. That team, with that loaded veteran team, they did a great job also locking Y-High up defensively. Two names that don't get a lot of love I want to mention here, Tajim Woodland and Hayden Frazier. I love those guys and what they can do for Decatur defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. That Decatur team, so tough to defend, but you got to appreciate the Indians hanging in there. Keve Aluma and then Burdell, two big guys who are really tough to contain and to hang with them.
They held them down,
Real impressive, real impressive. Yeah. But, all right, so Crisfield taking on Washington this afternoon. Big rivalry, right?
Yes,
right?
Big rivalry.
It got kind of chippy. Home team down, fighting in the first quarter. Justin Cohen dribbles into the paint, loses the ball, recovered it, and put it up for 2. Then the Jaguars on the loose. Dorian Stevens at the top of the key. Here he is with the no-look dish to Rashawn Fitzgerald. He works the ball inside, gets the lay-in. It ain't no thing. The Crabbers down, but they're working. Kevin Fisher behind the back. Jordan Sterling through traffic, makes the layup. So nice, right? Other end, the jump shot is missed, but Josh Sproul, he's there for the putback. Yeah, real athletic, real quick, didn't even see him coming. Stevens lobs it up, Sproul slams it down. You see those ups right there. The final score, 59-38 Washington. Washington really dominant in this game. Crisfield, they were trying, but offensively they couldn't get much going. It was kind of sloppy, and in the transition they didn't handle the ball too well. A lot of turnovers for Crisfield, but it was a great crowd. It was at capacity in that gym.
How was the environment? That's one of the smallest gyms in the Bayside. You were there. How was the environment?
Every time a guy went to the stripe, even if they were playing for the Crabbers, you couldn't hear anything. Like, you couldn't speak because it was so loud. And you got to give props to that Washington student body for traveling. They traveled pretty well, but that rivalry, it's impressive.
Yes, they call that place down there the Graveyard.
The Graveyard,
Very impressive by Washington.
They resurrected a win
and get a win
in the
after
Graveyard.
Losing to Parkside yesterday. We'll take things to the Bayside North now, where Thursday night we had yet another rivalry matchup. North Carolina taking on Colonel Richardson. Battle of Caroline County in this one. The Bulldogs getting right to work early. Keydron Wayman to Jaden Fitchett up for the layup right there. Colonel would respond, though. Deontay Dickerson, nice pass inside by the freshman to Tymere Foster. Then big man Eric Joseph inside, showing off his mid-range jumper. But North Carolina right back. Kendrick Wayman going to miss one right there. He's going to get the rebound and the putback.
Nice.
Dogs not barking around in this one. David Bailey Jr., a tough lay-in the lane right there. through the contact, no foul call. Then one more time, Joey Adams going to kick it off to Bailey in the corner. That is good for a three.
He does it all.
Home team wins. Yes, he does. 73-60. And North Carolina is an interesting team to me. I feel like, first of all, they're one starter away from being very competitive. As wide open as the 2A is in this state, with Parkside, Y-High, Kent Island being all impressive. I don't feel like North High is to that level yet. But as we said, they have David Bailey Jr., Joey Adams, a bunch of guys, and a veteran coach in Steve Perry. They need to kind of find a way to shake that lineup up, see what they can do, because they have a great opportunity in front of them.
I just love to see what David Bailey Jr. does, though, the way he works it through the paint. Yeah. It's kind of like what we see during football season. He just trucks through guys.
Yes,
He's
still
so big, so
season.
solid.
Right.
And then seeing his outside game, it's pretty impressive. He can shoot from deep. Okay, so up the shore, the war on the shore, county rivals Queen Anne's and Kent Island going toe-to-toe. Nick Dunkerley with the take to the basket. But the night belonged to, you probably heard about this, Tariq Johnson.
Yes. King
Tariq getting down for a throwdown. More on his big night in a minute. Selby Skaggs then dribbles around defenders. Hits a mid-range J here.
Shot right there.
Then here's Johnson
again
from deep. He also does it all. And then Charles Heinsohn with the layup on the transition. Pretty nice. They're trying to hang in.
They tried.
Right, they tried, but you just can't stop this guy. Johnson gets a steal, takes it to the other end for a layup and the foul. He finished with 42 points on the night and 8 rebounds. Kent Island takes this thing nice and easy, 73-48. There is nothing that Queen Anne's could have done to stop that man.
I totally
he was
agree.
just having himself a night.
I agree. Bennett taking on Crisfield. Great back and forth game. Clippers trail by 2, not any longer. Montez Jefferson knocking down a 3. Absolutely had to show you this one for the finish. JMB trying to make more happen. Jordan Sterling gets a hand on it. Nice way to take it the other way. He had 26 points in this one. Later, it's his teammate Justin Cohen getting around the curl, getting a friendly bounce to go. Cohen also had 26 in this one. Tied with 50 seconds left. Cut to 10 seconds left in the game. Jefferson, ball in his hands. He is going to get a foul call with 1.3 seconds on the clock.
Oh, my goodness.
Crisfield cannot believe it. He sinks one. Crisfield going to try to attempt a half full court heave for the other, and it is no
Chucking
good.
it.
Can you believe it? Bennett pulls off the win against Crisfield, 72-71. And not the best week for Crisfield. They almost worked their way up into the rankings. They talked a bunch of trash to me on Twitter. Then they lose 2 this week when they could have made their mark.
All right, lesson to be learned. Be humble, and maybe you'll pull out a win against Bennett, Washington, defend the home court a little bit.
All right, folks, we're just warming up. When we return, we're headed to Delaware. Caesar Rodney looking to set themselves apart from the middle of the crowded Henlopen North. They hosted Polytech, also Smyrna and Dover. We have those highlights when we get back.
This is Coach Dave Byer, head coach of Parkside High School. You're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.